Up guys, at Ashby Farms, and out here today you can see over my shoulder right here, that's my bee yard. This is one of our locations a little closer to my house, and over there right now we've got let's see, we've got 3 full-size colonies. We pulled 7 splits off of that, and then I've dropped off 13 more splits over there, and all those queens have been released. And I'm just gonna put my head net back on. For all of you who wondered, this is my wife's head net, but in certain applications it's already paid for and it works really well. And I just want to show you what I'm out here doing today. So yesterday came and dropped off all these. This is 53 splits, and most of these are 2-frame splits. I'm at a point in my season now where we've hatched just an absolute ton of virgins, and my current issue is all these virgins have popped, but I don't have anywhere to put them, and so I'm in a pinch. I ran out of JZBZ candy cages, and so these are the easy peasy cages, and I use the JZBZ cell cups, and we hatch the virgins. You can see them inside like this. So any commercial beekeeper who tells you everything's going right, no matter all the planning, it just doesn't always go right. So despite all my planning, now we're kind of at a pinch point where it's like, all right, we've got queens, they've popped, we have a limited number of days. So I'm just making all these 2-frame splits, and sometimes you just run out of time. I know I've got colonies to make splits from, but it's just kind of a hurry up thing. So I sat down yesterday, went through 21 triple deep colonies. I still left them all with 6 frames of brood, and still we pulled out 53 2-frame splits. And basically I call it a foodie broody. It's some combination of basically 1 full frame of brood and 1 frame of food. You need to have enough nectar and pollen in there to last them about a month, till they can forage for themselves on their own. And so, you know, it's, in some cases you'll see 3 frames in here, but really it was like maybe a food frame, 2 partial broods, or, you know, whatever. It's an experience-based thing. Bob Benny says it's 50%, beekeeping's 50% art and 50% science, and I have to agree with that, just kind of to the eye of the beekeeper. So I'm gonna walk you down. What we're doing now that I'm kind of out of time is I made some banks. We just dropped, just to get these queens in and fed, we pulled some strong splits into a nuke, like a nice 4-framer, and then I'll show you my it's just a frame. I added a bar. You see the fishing line here? The fishing line helps hold these easy peasies in place, nice and simple. So what I'm doing is we're coming along and we're just taking out one of these virgins, checking and making sure that the virgin, let's see if we can get her across. So she's in there, she's crawling around, and I'm just laying her right here on top. And we're just gonna go all the way down the line. But as you can see right here, this colony just being 24 hours queenless, these attendants are coming up and they're curious and they're just getting to know who this gal is. So if I can go on here. And I just want, by the time I get down the line, it'll be about 10 minutes. And this is going to be no different than, this is what I'm curious about. I don't know if they're going to ball her or if they're going to accept her. We'll see. But hopefully after about 10 minutes, we're going to direct release these queens. And as you can see, none of these colonies are real big, right? They're just small. So I'm going to touch on queens and early queens, and I'm gonna lend my opinions, which for some it may upset some people, but hey, it's my opinion. Okay, so every year I've already had 2 calls this week. Hey, do you have any mated queens? And the answer is no. We're not gonna have any until mid-May. These are new beekeepers, and they bought an early package. And with that comes an early queen. And, my opinion is, as soon as you buy packages, start looking for a new queen. Early queens are trash. Every day that ticks by right now, every day past, like for North Carolina, every day past March 26th, there's that much more flight time. There's that many more drones in the air for those queens and those drones to have flight time for better mated queens. You only get one shot at this. I've already made all my splits for my customers, and I am proud to say I'm 2 weeks later than my competition every single year. I feel like this is a recurring theme, and the North Carolina bee schools. Tell you what, I'm gonna step over here in the shade. North Carolina bee schools have like the club extensions. They have a certain curriculum that they have to follow, and so here's my thoughts on this. You would tell a brand new beekeeper that, hey, you're not going to be able to make honey this year. We just want you to keep them alive. That's the current curriculum. My opinion is we should be teaching new beekeepers who buy a package in your first year, buy a nuke rather than a package, and learn to make a split your first season. You can split back into, so you get a nuke, you put it in a 10 frame box, you grow it out to a 10 frame double deep, then you split it, you take the queen back into the nuke box that you bought, and then if the parent colony then makes a new queen, you have 2 colonies. It increases your chances of getting one of those 2 colonies, or for most people, you buy 2 nukes, you'd split that into 4, and it gives you a better advantage as a new beekeeper of getting something through winter, rather than having to turn around and buy every year. For a lot of beekeepers, they just want to watch the whole process. This is what they teach. You want to watch the whole process. You can watch the process through the season. Go look in there, find eggs. This idea of buying packages to me is just a terrible idea. Again, it's my opinion. Buying packages doesn't set the beginning beekeeper up for success. Buying nukes does. They learn how quickly a nuke can expand. You give them room very fast. You put a 5 framer when I sell a 5 framer, it needs to be in a 10 frame that day, and it needs to have a second story within 10 days because they're just going to explode. 1 frame of brood equals 2 frames of bees. So if you sell a nice 5 frame box with bees, and then you got 3 frames of brood, that's going to add in 6 frames of bees to that. You have 11 frames of bees. That's a box and a half of bees. So now talking about the later queens thing. So once I get all my customers' orders taken care of, these are all from me. And this is what I do every year. I'm a one-man band. We have to choose what we do. There's only so much me to go around. I still enjoy family and time with family, what little bit we get this year, but I do get winters off. And the whole goal is, this is my insurance for next season. This is my new queens. This, if you think about from a commercial standard, I sell the majority of the youth out of my stock. That's our nuke sales. So I have to go and we have to purposefully make a lot of splits in the spring for ourselves for next season. Most of these on the spring flow, these 2 framers will be lucky if they pack out 5 frames by June 1st. Today is like April the 17th. So, we're only talking about 6 weeks here. And if these bees don't end up getting to be a full box, I'll just take them to the mountains where they'll catch, persimmon into mimosa, into sourwood, into basswood, in that order. So we've got plenty of flow coming up in the mountains. So we can just take these up and let them finish getting up to weight. I'm already up in the mountains doing sourwood, so I'll just go around and do a lift test, and if they feel right for weight, we'll bring them home. We just want to, Mother Nature can always feed bees better than just straight sucrose in a pollen patty. So I make week splits. The advantage of this too is here, the majority of our queens this year went in the first week of April for our customers who are going to be getting their nukes the first week of May. All these here, there's plenty of flight time by the 17th of April. All my full-size colonies are basically ready for honey. I think I've still got 60 colonies to get through. We'll do that by this weekend and pull splits, and there's another 150 or so of these week splits. And then these numbers, it's just a numbers game. This is insurance. This is my stock for next season. These right here are nothing but a liability to my business. They make me no money this year. But what does insurance cost, right? There's a cost to insurance. So I think this is my cost. This time and setting these up. We've already got the equipment. So anyways, that's what I'm out here doing. It's just splitting season. It's splitting for us. That's kind of what I'm doing. It's not real fancy. Yesterday was a very, very long day. I put in, golly, probably 10-hour day yesterday, and we got all those colonies. All the parent colonies are ready for the nectar flow. The brood chamber is back to a single deep. Every colony looks like there's 3 deeps tall. There's 2 honey supers on top. I run all deeps. So my honey supers, I've got 2 9-frame deeps. A 9-frame spacing allows the bees to draw out the wax just a little bit further. Tulip poplar is just starting like today, like right now. So we've timed it just right. I've only had 2 colonies thus far this spring swarm, so we did really good on our swarm management. It's been a benefit this year having fewer colonies to manage, and I'm kind of leaning away from the 500 thing, because before with 500 it was all I could do to get around to them. Now with 200 colonies, it's been really, really peaceful. I'm able to enjoy my life and have a life during the spring. And we're busy, I mean, of course, but it's not like in the past. And so if we can capitalize, I'm looking at it like do more with less. So we got to capitalize on every colony. I was able to get 130 double screen boards completed and built. So we've got 130 colonies above, 130 splits above. We'll let those grow out, and then in about a month or so, I'm going to go through and we're just going to steal that top colony middle of the day off somewhere in the yard. The foragers come home to the parent colony, and now you have a colony and a half of foragers just in the middle of the nectar flow. That should help us make a lot of honey that way too. So just trying to do more with less, or do more with what we've got. So that's part of winter losses. And then another thing is all these nukes here are going to help me rebuild my numbers. So guys, thanks for watching. This is kind of an update from Ashby and Ashby Farms, and we're busy. So I hope you are too. Good luck with your bees, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.